Hello again, it's Priscilla Batzell in Spring Hill, Florida at Expressionist Art Studio Gallery in the backyard. And you can tell because they're doing yard work down the street and it's noisy. But that's not going to keep me from wanting to paint. I've cleaned the pollen off my glasses, which is a good start. I got a couple of little fantasy landscapes that I did a while back. And they were done with fluid acrylics, not with pouring medium, just regular fluid acrylics. And because I'm getting new students all the time at the house in Spring Hill in the studio, I bought myself a large pack of 8x10 canvases because they're easier, they dry quicker and they're easier to use. And so I thought I would take this and put it in front of me and spread some white paint after I put my glasses on and see if I could do something that was inspired by that. Now, it's a warm day, but it's not the warmest day. I wish all days were this temperature. I'd say it's maybe 75, 80 maximum. And if you've been in Florida long enough, you get to thinking 80 isn't that warm after a little while. I hope that the noise doesn't distract us. I suspect there's a good possibility it will. I'm using a Princeton Art Tool Catalyst spatula, one of my favorites. And I am just spreading some white paint to facilitate other paint to move, I hope. I'm really tempted to use my OXO omelet turning spatula because they are the best paint spreading tools around. And I like them because they're large and they're one even layer and it beats the heck out of everything else, including the Princeton Art Tool Catalyst spatulas. So there we go. They're on my Amazon link. Should you ever need a link, just ask. I'd be happy to supply that. I save them all and bookmark everything. So in my sky I have a yellow sunset area and no white paint there, so I guess I'm just going to use that. That seems like it needed a little shake, more shake than I gave it, but I think I'm just going to follow through with whatever feels interesting at the time. And I'm just going to spatula all this stuff into place anyway. Throw a little bit of this and a little bit of that and not worry about anything much. I don't mind that there's some paint still on there. I do mind when other objects fall in and it's coming right up on the season where bugs like white paint, but that's some kind of sweater fuzz. Go figure. It's been cold here recently. It was freezing here last night. So I've got that same color on my spatula. There we go. And if I look at how the paint is, I have an opportunity to play. I'm going to get myself a pair of tweezers so I can pull things like that sweater fuzz out. I don't mind any of that. I'm inclined to get out my basting brush. And what? And I want some other yellow color. I am trying to get rid of some colors, but it's in smaller bottles, so I have the use of the bottles. But it is a slow... Really? Okay, fine. Be that way. Let's see how the spatula works. It's never going to work on orange that well. I gotta tell you what. Orange is not a color that comes off of things very easily. Neither is yellow. But that's okay, because I keep a nice wet cotton rag right handy. And I want that to be blue like the ocean, so I'm not going to leave that there and take a chance on it staining through. I'm going to clean that right off. That's a nice sky. I'm kind of happy with that. And I'm going to take whatever I've got left on my spatula because I have wet white paint up there and just use it. Why not? Skies are unpredictable at best. I have a little selling, but it's not going to bother me. I'm going to try not to spew any more paint. But I still want that color back. And I want something to mix it with, too. I'm not looking for an exact duplicate of anything. I like that color. I'm going to have some of it up there. I'm going to let it run over the edge also. All of this a little bit. I was just very lucky recently with my first rainbow tree, and I'm a little inspired to get out here while the weather is still congenial, as opposed to too hot or too cold, which it's been both of. More too cold than too hot, though, strangely, for Florida. I'm always tempted by the basting brush, but then I change my mind afterwards because it leaves lines, and I'm not always sure that I want lines. And then I think, wouldn't it be nice to just play some more until you get lines you like? But in the long run, I can always just take my spatula and swipe them out, like so. It is what it is. Do I want some white clouds up there? I could probably have some. So let's see what happens when I give myself permission to do whatever it takes. I'm going to leave the color in my basting brush. And throw some clouds in there. And just make basting brush clouds. Because I know, since the paint is somewhat heavy, it will more or less heal itself. And a little pink in there, because the clouds in Florida are more often a golden pinky color than anything else, I can tell you. It's a really small canvas, so it's hard to for me to gauge how much of anything I might want in there. But as long as I've still got paint on that basting brush, I'm probably going to want to use it. This is meant to be really simple. There we are, back with getting paint on things again. Will it come off? I don't know. Can I scrape it off with my fingernail? I don't know. Should I put some more white paint on there? Yes, definitely. Alright, I'm going to have to think about what I'm going to do with the paint on my spatula. And since I'm not up for wasting paint, I'm going to just use my Princeton Art Tool Catalyst spatula to take it right off the other spatula, all of it, and throw that in the bucket. I may want that in a minute, but for right now it can be in the bucket. I've been keeping dry towels handier lately since I looked for them the other day and couldn't find them. Also, it occurs to me that I really like, as much as I like that bright red-orange sky, I would like something a little bit different. And I have a window of opportunity that isn't forever. With fluid acrylics and a warm day, even not a hot day, they're still going to dry. I want some purple. I can't help myself. I can't help myself. I just can't help myself. I really kind of want to try the chain in there, because I can always swipe over it afterwards. So I'm going to use my little loopy thing. Actually, I'm going to use my finger first. And I don't mind that shaped cloud. That kind of encourages me to want to do more. I take what I can get, even though it's not necessarily the mark that I'm looking for to begin with. I like little, skinny little clouds that I see in the sky. And I'm not discouraged in the least. I'm wanting to use whatever's on that chain right now. I don't think I'm going to get any more purple off of it. I kind of like to, though. I like my fun clouds. They make me want to put a little more blue in the bottom, though. I don't know why. Just as a sort of a shadow effect, I guess. And I still have the basting brush. I really would prefer not to make green. I'm hoping if I pounce, a little drag, a little swish, take that part out I don't like with my finger. I don't know, I might have liked it better than before, but it's alright. I am thinking, what am I thinking? I'm thinking that that purple is pretty see-through, so it might be a really good idea to have a bunch more. And then since it's right there, to see what will come off. See that thing that does not belong in there. Come here, you thing. Now I could probably also do this with my bamboo skewer, but right now the chain is what came to hand. I don't want those lines in my... It's taking too long. I'm not patient. I guess I could do another loop. I'll try it. This is kind of a stiff chain compared to some of my others, so the loop is not as small as I'd like it to be. But it does create a sort of a natural feeling to the stripy area of the cloud. I say that, but am I convinced? I don't know. We'll see in a minute. Just pouncing with the flat front. There, I kind of like that. Now what color C do I want? And what color am I going to start with? I have quite a bit of this metallic blue turquoise, and I kind of think that it might be alright to rinse that silicone basting brush off. I kind of think that this might be the tool. I'd like to cover that yellow, I'll tell you what. I'd also like some of that to go right over the side. One of the reasons I don't mind using the blue for the ocean area is because it doesn't really sell most of the time. That's what I find. Where is that? I need more. Doesn't matter what I do as long as the paint is wet. But I'm a little nervous about mixing the colors at the horizon line, and I don't really want to do that yet. This is kind of simple as far as just filling in. I need a good thick layer at the edge, even if I'm going to use my finger to sort of manipulate it, because it's pretty sheer. And as it drips down, I can pull it off the bottom of the canvas and use it. And I've got all that nice paint on that, whatever. It's not really a spatula. It's basically definitely a Princeton Catalyst art tool as opposed to what looks like a spatula. Alright, somebody's on the phone again, but the yard work has stopped. So we got some yellow reflections in the ocean. What am I going to do about that? Not much. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to probably touch up my edges, or just generally figure that if this turns out to be anything anybody wants to own, that they'll frame it. And now is a good opportunity, as good as any, to see what will happen if I put some other colors in there, and I kind of want to do that. The question is, what's going to happen? And I do have bugs. Bugs in my paint. Yep, just a little goes a long way, and a very light touch. I want some of this darker turquoise. I'm not going to go right up close to that horizon line if I can help it. Just because paint will flow to paint, even if I don't touch it up there, it's still headed that way. Helps to have a nice level surface. I have all kinds of stuff in my paint today, but then I am painting outside, and I suspect you're probably not. I'm going to let that fall down. To a degree, so I'm not going to be pushing anything where I don't really want it. And then I'm just going to use whatever's on my spatula to create the impression of water. Hopefully. I'd like a nice straight line across there, but you better have a pretty steady hand, I think. And I thought I was going to be able to do a few of these in 20 minutes, and that's not the case. They're not quick. I want to put like an island in there, and a sandbar, and some waves, and maybe just some waves. Let's see what happens if I put a little Prussian blue in there. I'm going to let it drip over the edge this time. I guess I really didn't have much choice about how that was going to work out. I'm going to grab, ouch, a pointy sharp stick, a bamboo skewer, and just going to push it across to the other side, attempting to get a straight line. Yeah, that worked sort of, not completely. Just going to keep using the paint that's on there. I think I'm going to still try and put a few waves in there. Little purple clouds in there. I'm not sure I wanted those either. They look more like paint spatters than clouds. I don't mind mixing that in and kind of playing along until I figure out how much I like it. I've got some on my tile, that worked out. Prussian blue is definitely something you want to get off your hands in a hurry, because it's definitely a stainy type deal. If that paint was thick enough, I would take a risk and continue to try with the basting brush, but I get just too many marks. I don't really want my edges completely showing. I'd like to have them covered, and it's not impossible, it's just not easy. Hopefully you're still in frame. I've got that purple in the sky, and I kind of think I would like some of it. Can I have some on just on my bamboo skewer? Some of it right in the ocean? Alright, that tells me I've got 2 minutes left to tell you whatever I'm going to tell you, which in this case is I have products on the Teespring link below the video. Yeah, I like that blue in the sky. That's kind of cool. That made me happy. Didn't mind that at all, actually. Still have naked canvas on my edges that I do not like, though. Whatever's in on my skewer is going in my ocean, and you can see I got a few spatters there. Just going to drag that right across. I'm going to say, under Show More, under the video, you can find the Amazon link, which will take you to my Princeton Art Tool Catalyst spatulas, like so, to my OXO omelet turning spatulas, like so, to my gold mica powder, which I will be happy to give you instructions about. I'm going to put some pearl waves in there, and hopefully maybe I'll have a stab-free moment with my next bamboo skewer. I want to tell you everything, and I can't remember anything right now. I do sell my artwork. Please give me a thumbs up. It helps my placement of my videos on YouTube. If I can't sell artwork, and I do sometimes, it's nice to have the videos seen by more people, because the chances of me making a living are better. I'm going to just take that and have a quick look. Yeah. Right over there too. Whatever I get. I've got a bottle of paint in the way of my turntable. Just going to give the impression of waves. I think we're pretty much done. I'm down to the last minute and you'll be gone. So check the last 20 seconds of the video and you can find my playlist with over 450 videos on them. At the bottom of the description you can find Pinterest, Instagram, volumes 1, 2, 3 of Facebook albums containing the YouTube wet and dry artworks. I give classes at the house. There's always a contest if you are a contributor to the studio through PayPal or Patreon, and there's usually paintings to pick from if you are drawn, if your name is drawn. My paint pouring recipe is below the video also in the middle of the description, and you're going to be gone in a second. This is Priscilla Batzell in Spring Hill, Florida at Expressionist Art Studio Gallery saying I love you guys. Thanks for all the great comments, and thank you for supporting me in the past, and thank you very much for 49,000 subscribers. I love you guys, all of you. So I will see you maybe in the next video, and whatever else I have to do to touch this up won't be much, but I don't guarantee it'll be identical. So let's see if I can zoom in before you're gone, because you're going to be gone soon.